Hey guys, welcome to Mindset to Success. I'm Jason, and if you're here, you're probably not looking for quick fix tips or flashy edits. This podcast is about something deeper, real growth, real mindset shifts, and actually doing the work without the noise. Now, let me say something up front. If you wanted to stay average, none of this would be bothering you. The overthinking, the guilt, the frustration, it only shows up when you're aiming higher. So if you're feeling stuck, that's not failure, that's friction. And friction means you're moving. Today, I've got Emma with me. She's not here as an expert. She's here as someone who's right in the middle of the journey. Honestly, like a lot of us.
Hi, Jason. In full honesty, I'm the overthinker, the planner, the person who has 5 tabs open in my brain but somehow still ends up watching fridge organizing videos on YouTube.
That's why you're perfect for this. No lectures here, just 2 people talking through stuff we're all working on. Actually, before we go any further, let me ask you something. Be honest with yourself. Which one sounds most like you right now? A, you've got big ideas but zero energy. B, you plan everything but don't start. C, you start but burn out fast. D, you feel stuck and you're not even sure why. Drop your letter in the comments and stick around. We'll come back to this later in the episode. Now, today's episode, it's about that strange spot we all end up in, where you've got big goals, big dreams, but somehow nothing's moving.
Yep. Like, I'm super ambitious in theory, but in reality, I'm mostly reorganizing my Notion workspace instead of, actually starting the project.
Exactly. You're not lacking ambition. You're stuck in the fog. And that brings us to what really gets in the way, mental clutter. Mental clutter is when your mind feels full but not focused. You're juggling so many ideas, so many shoulds that your brain just freezes up.
Right. It feels like everything is important, but also nothing is clear. So I end up defaulting to random tasks that feel busy, but not useful.
True, and here's the thing. When your mind doesn't have clarity, it avoids discomfort. That's when you find yourself deep cleaning your inbox instead of writing that proposal. Here's a quick analogy. Imagine getting into a car and trying to drive to 5 destinations at once. You don't go anywhere. You're stuck at the intersection because there's no clear direction.
Or opening Netflix, scrolling forever, and then closing it without watching anything. Same vibe.
That's right. Clutter creates confusion, and confusion leads to inaction. Let's be real. Most of what we call laziness, it's actually resistance. And resistance is almost always rooted in fear. Fear of not knowing enough. Fear of failing. Fear of wasting time, energy, opportunity. Let's say you want to start a business. You're excited about the idea. You really are. But every time you sit down to plan it out, your brain jumps in with all the reasons not to. You don't have the money. You don't know where to start. You don't even have the skills yet.
That is way too accurate. I've abandoned projects before I even began, just from that mental spiral.
Exactly, but here's the reframe. You don't need to have the skills now. You just need to be willing to learn them.
So it's not I can't, it's I haven't yet.
Exactly. That resistance you feel, it usually shows up right before something important, right before growth. And here's one more truth. Your mind, it's wired to keep you safe, to protect you. And safe often just means familiar, even if that familiar thing is procrastination.
So the mind goes, let's do something easy. Let's stay where we are.
Right, it wants comfort. But growth doesn't live in comfort, it lives just past it. So how do you get past the fog? One word, clarity. Start with one thing. Ask yourself, what do I actually want to do today? And why does it matter to me?
It's crazy how hard that is when you're overwhelmed. But it also feels freeing once you land on it.
Because clarity isn't about perfection. It's about choosing your next right step. Have you heard about the 80-20 clarity principle?
No, what's that?
Most of us spend 80% of our energy on things that don't really move us forward. And then we wonder why we're so drained when it's finally time to do the thing that actually matters.
Like spending 3 hours on a task list instead of actually doing the task.
Exactly. So ask yourself, what's the one thing that would actually change something today? Then do that. Now let's talk about something sneaky. Decision fatigue. All those tiny daily choices, what to eat, what to wear, when to start, they drain you more than you think.
By the time I'm ready to work, I've already made 50 tiny choices and my brain is toast.
That's why you need systems, not motivation. Plan your meals, lay out your clothes, time block your focus hours. Your brain should be saving energy for the work that actually matters.
So you're not wasting power deciding what to do. You're doing it.
So if you're feeling stuck, remember this. It's not a flaw, it's feedback. You're aiming higher. Your brain's just asking for direction. Start small, one clear step. No pressure to get it perfect.
Clarity over chaos. That's the energy.
And hey, if this episode helped at all, do us a favor. Like it. Subscribe. Share it with someone who's been overthinking their next move.
And drop your one step in the comments. We actually read them.
We'll be back soon with more real talk, no fluff.